Hello everyone, welcome to GMS Talk. Now we have come to the easing of the circuit breaker, what they call a circuit breaker, CD. But the problem is, we are doing it in three phases. Why would we want to do it in three phases if we are confident of arresting this problem? I read the Channel News Asia report on what Mr. Heng Swee Kiat, Deputy Prime Minister, have said in Parliament. He said that, well, basically, Workers' Party is good. He didn't point fingers at the task force, so-called, for not doing this good, not doing this well, and all that, etc., etc. He says some parties, well, most likely according to me, are different. We are not unity in purpose. Unity in purpose. We are just criticizing them for all the things they have done wrong. And it is wrong, right? And he says, this is no good. I have a message for Mr. Heng. This is politics. And it involves my life and your life and lives of Singaporeans. When we have done something silly, asking people not to wear masks initially, can we not say anything? Should I stop saying anything? I've been saying universal masking and social distancing is the most important thing in combating and containment for the virus. But it falls on deaf ears of all of you, highly paid intelligence supposedly, ministers and civil servants, top civil service experts, so-called. And these are affecting lives on the ground. As a good opposition, unity in purpose. Our purpose is to stop the spread of this virus because we know nothing about it. We don't know how it works, how it spread, how it affects people's life, patient after infection, long-term, short-term implication. We know nothing right from the start. And they are taking a relax lah, don't worry lah, goes life as normal. To me, that is totally irresponsible. I say again, irresponsible and silly for your team to suggest that. And it's only after 2 months or 3 months that your team suddenly wake up, right? And say, oh, everyone have to put on a mask, or else fine, someone new. What is this nonsense? And throughout the whole period of this containment period, you have been giving very confusing messages, very confusing instruction. The rules and regulations have been changing almost every day. 1 week, 4 times, I must say. And do you expect a responsible opposition to sit down there and say nothing about it? And you're complaining that we are criticizing you during this period. We are not uniting with you. We are trying to help you, but you are not listening. You are not listening at all. And you got the thick skin to say that, come and say that you have performed well in managing the whole virus crisis. That is utterly rubbish. And Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong, the first one that comes out with a pre-election rallies to say that, oh, I think we have performed well in containment of this virus. That's totally rubbish. If it's not for your incompetence and your refusal to heed our advice, we are not experts, but it's just common sense. Right? We would not have come to this stage if you are incompetent enough. We would not have an outbreak in a dormitory. Because for the past years, you have been relaxed lah. Never mind lah, the dormitory is good lah. And now what happened? If it's not for all your follies, we would not have ended up a 2 months lockdown. You can call it whatever you want, but it is a lockdown, quasi-lockdown. And businesses are suffering, and people are losing jobs. Businesses are closing down, and more to come. And we wouldn't end up now to have a prolonged 3 to 4 months or even half a year projected of easing down of this lockdown. We would not have ended up using the third budget, the fourth budget, $100 billion, almost $100 billion reserved just to clean up the problems that you have created due to your incompetency for the past and the present. And you expect opposition to keep quiet, to stand with you, to clap for you. No, that's not my role of an opposition. That's not even patriotic to begin with. This crisis have shown very clearly that the PAP have lost it. They've lost it totally, they've dropped the ball. And it's very clear, we may pay millions for the ministers, but the outcome is mediocre. And Singaporeans have to think what is wrong with our own whole system. The system works well in good days, fine wind, good sunlight. And normal days, it runs well. I would say even autopilot, it can run. But when it comes to a crisis, and this is the performance that we are looking at, we're having for the millions of dollars that we're paying these people, what went wrong? It is because of the lack of diversity, lack of debate. We have a bunch of people coming from the same cohort. The civil servants, the army, they have a group think. They cannot think out of the box. They cannot accept different views. And they lack the creativity to imagine what would happen if you do not do well. Lives are affected, whether you are infected or you are going to lose jobs. I would suggest Singaporeans have to look at this. Many of you may not want to change the government, but look, we cannot groom real leaders, good leaders, by having them monopolize the power in Parliament. We cannot groom a good boxer without a good sparring partners. And this is the problem that we have. But PAP is intended to continue their dominance in Parliament. They want a strong party when they say about strong government, united government. What does it mean? They want all of you to give them all the seats without noise maker like me. Right? Am I a noise maker in the first place? I have much more sight than all of them. What could go wrong will go wrong. They are behind the curve. Always. The question in this coming election, we do not want this election actually, right? But if PAP insists on having this election, we will fight. Fight for the country, not for us. Because for the voters, all Singaporeans, we should seriously look into the problems of what we are facing right now. I know a lot of Singaporeans do not want to change government. Many still love PAP. I do not know why. But that is realistic. Because maybe people think that opposition have no talent. But is that true? That's not true. We have proven again and again we have more foresight than the PAP leaders. But I'm not saying that the PAP leaders are useless. A reporter actually asked me, what do I think about the PAP leaders? How do they perform? I said they have failed badly in this crisis management. Mismanaged right from the start of telling people not to wear masks, then change. Because that is a very important foot, the starting. If you get the starting wrong, you are going to affect everybody. Whole line down. And now we end up with $100 billion deficit. And that is bad. Right? They can boast, oh, we can afford $100 billion to throw into this crisis. But wait, this money is not their money. This money was accumulated by Singaporeans. We paid for HDB, we paid for the land cost, and this land revenue, sales, went into the reserve. It is our money, not their money. Right? And they keep saying that opposition parties want to raid the reserve. Who is raiding the reserve right now? Because of the incompetency. That is not acceptable. I cannot forgive anyone to use the reserve due to their own incompetency. Look, Taiwan did that. Taiwan managed right from the start very well. And they don't need to come up with 100 billion. Neither did Hong Kong who do that. They do not go into a lockdown, a prolonged lockdown. No, if you manage it well, you do not need to spend all this money. That's a fact. And despite of spending all this money, they are saving the companies, but are they saving the jobs for all Singaporeans? I'm worried for my fellow Singaporeans. Many of you will lose your jobs. And it's not by accident. It's due to the incompetency of PAP government. They failed you and they failed us as a nation. So in this coming election, please think carefully. PAP and ministers are not totally useless. I told the reporters. They are supposedly to be good administrators. Most of them come from the civil service, the army generals. Many people call them the paper generals. They are supposed to be good at administration. What they lack is the real training that they need to become political leaders. And there's no shortcut for that. The first batch of PAP, pioneer leaders of PAP, fought the political battles to become the leaders. They are not from the civil service. They are not from the army. They do not have a good life, well-paid job to start with. They fought every battle, every inch. And they brings us to where we are now, right now. But the second generation, the third generation, have failed badly in this system. They are just like a little flower, a little plant in a greenhouse. They try to be a boxer without good sparring partners. Could we ever have good leaders that were not trained properly by opposition like us? Who are not being challenged at every instance of their decision, so that they think carefully, clearly, all-rounded manner before they come out with a workable, sustainable solutions. Not like this, what they are doing right now. Any other day, they are changing the rules. Do you get sick about it? I get sick about it. They keep changing rules and come up with conflicting rules also. For example, you are not allowed to visit your relatives in groups, but you can take an MRT, a whole lot of people that you do not know, strangers on the MRT, but your own relatives, own family members, you're not allowed to visit them. Does that make sense to you? They do not know the crucial part of containing this virus. That's universal masking and social distancing. If social distancing is not possible, then good universal masking has to be done. Just like Taiwan, just like Hong Kong. These are the very good examples that they do not have such draconian and conflicting laws to start with, because they get it right from the start. Universal masking is the most important. And contrast this with what PAP have been telling all of us at the beginning of this virus crisis. So, Singaporeans, you have to do your part when you go to the polling station. Before you vote, just think carefully. Do you want a strong government, strong leaders? If you want strong leaders, they cannot have monopoly of powers. They must be trained and tested and challenged by vocal, rational opposition MPs in Parliament. They have too good a life in Parliament. So much so that they even say that, oh, we appreciate people do not criticize us. What nonsense. I leave it to you to think about this. We still have about 1 month, right, before the election comes. At least 1 month. Before that, I should have more videos coming up. Thank you.